A trade war started shortly after U.S. President Donald Trump took office. In August, Trump increased tariffs on Canada to 35%. However, the White House has said the tariffs won't be applied to goods that are compliant with the Canada-US-Mexico Agreement, CUSMA, on trade. But small and medium-sized businesses may not have applied for CUSMA preferential status before Trump's tariffs because the process can be burdensome for enterprises of that size. Dan Kelly, President and CEO of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, has said that some small and medium-sized businesses facing the 35% tariff may have to stop selling into the United States. A new report from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, CFIB, found that small businesses are being hit hardest by U.S. and Canadian tariffs on steel and aluminum, 59%, as well as Canada's own retaliatory tariffs on other U.S. goods, 58%. In addition, nearly one-third of Canadian small and medium-sized enterprises will be negatively affected by the loss of the de minimis exemption, the report found. Goods under $800 were exempt from U.S. tariffs under the de minimis exemption. However, Trump has signed an executive order to remove the exemption. Small businesses don't have a lot of runway left. They are trying their best to absorb the costs, but if nothing changes, they will be forced to make some tough decisions, said Corinne Pullman, Executive Vice President of Advocacy at CFIB. The worst outcome for Canada in the trade war is a bad deal, but the second worst outcome is the never-ending uncertainty small business owners have been wrestling with for the past 6 months. Pullman said the federal government needs to provide some stability and return tariff revenue to help small businesses. CFIB has suggested several options, including temporarily reducing the federal small business tax rate to zero or a tariff rebate designed on earlier models, like the carbon tax rebate, she said. CFIB data shows that the trade war is squeezing small businesses on every front, the report noted. Nearly two-thirds, 62%, of small businesses face higher expenses, while many are also seeing lower revenues, 48%, supply chain disruptions, 41%, and paused investments, 36%. Nearly 1 in 5, 19%, small businesses dealing with extra tariff costs report that they will not be able to last more than 6 months if the tariff status quo remains, and nearly 4 in 10, 38%, said they would last less than a year.